Good evening, sports fans, and welcome to Northern Burlington County Regional High School. I'm Mr. James Dowd. I'm joined by broadcasting student Mr. Dick Amaro. We are here live at the farm as the Northern Burlington Greyhounds take on the Colts Neck Cougars in a great consolation game. How you doing tonight, Decker?
I'm doing well. I'm excited to see Northern try to potentially save in their season here tonight. And it looks like they're going to get a quick snap off to their quarterback, Joey Lombardo, but he's going to take a sack from DeAndre Pearson on the first play of the game.
Northern is led by head coach Mr. Jewel Dolsley. He's in his second year as a head coach here, and he is joined by his assistant coaches, Mr. Brian Wolverton, Mr. Colin Hugo, Mr. Thaddeus Richards, Mr. Charlie Perello, as well as several other assistants. And between them, they have a lot of head coaching experience, and certainly Coach Dolsley, Coach Wolverton, and Coach Perello all have won state championships, and they're looking to get a big win here tonight at the farm.
Yeah, so far we've seen Northern's biggest asset this season has been their defensive line. Is they're going to make another big stop here on second down and long. This is going to be a deep third down for the opposing team tonight to start the game. You never want to start on a 3 and out if you're the offense, but this is a great start for the defense.
And as you said, the Hounds have struggled a little bit this season. They're currently 3-5. They defeated West Windsor Plainsboro South in their opener, 38-14, and then they had a really tough schedule fall into really good teams like Steiner, Woodrow Wilson, and Allentown, and those teams average about 6 wins each, in addition to Morristown, who are 8-1 this year. But the Hounds bounced back at homecoming. Decker, you and I were on hand along with Kyle Forsini. They got a big win versus Hamilton West, and they also have defeated Princeton this season as well. Looks like that's going to be a long pass from Lombardo, and the Cougars are moving the ball now towards the red zone here for the Greyhounds.
Lombardo's pass complete into Greyhound territory at the 40-yard line, where it'll be first down for the Cougars.
Now, this is a team in the Hounds. They are currently 2-2 at home this season, 1-3 on the road, so they certainly have the home field advantage. And as I said, this is a consolation game for their season. They still have one more game on the docket, and that is later this month, as the Greyhounds will take on Pemberton in the annual Commander's Cup. But they're looking to get a big win here tonight. Looks like that's going to be a keeper there for Colts Neck, but he's going to get bottled up after about 5 yards. Now, if Northern can win tonight, they'll advance their record to 4-5. That will eclipse their win total from last season, where they struggled a little bit when they were rebuilding at 3-7. But you know what? The Hounds won 2 of their last 3 last year, and they've won 3 of their last 4 so far. So they're really looking to build on some late season momentum, looking to stop the Cougars here in the red zone.
Yeah, it's huge for Northern here. If they can get a win, they could potentially finish the season 500, which is always your goal as a team, especially as a rebuilding team like this one is. To get up there and get that 500 mark is certainly something that they were hoping to see when they started this season. That's going to be a short run that's going to leave Colts Neck at a 3rd and 1 to open up their drive.
So Colts Neck started their season 0-7. They've actually won their last 2 games, and I'm sure they'd like nothing more than to come in here and spoil this consolation game for the Greyhounds. But we've got a great turnout of friends, family, community members on hand here supporting our Hounds, and they're looking to make a big stop here down in 3rd down.
Yeah, these are 2 very similar teams this season coming in slow. That's going to be a big stop for the defensive line once more, as they make a huge play on 3rd and 1, preventing Colts Neck from making it another first down. But as I was saying, Colts Neck started the season very similarly to Northern, falling early and then coming back when it was just a little bit too late to make the state playoffs. But they're both coming in this game pretty hot and looking to get another win tonight.
And this is going to be a big 4th down here, as Colts Neck is going to go for it, looking to put 6 on the board, not going to settle for a field goal. So a big stop opportunity here for the Greyhounds. We'll see what they can draw up here on defense.
It's going to be another big stop. That time it looked like it was senior defensive tackle Chris Ratty on the 4th and 1 stuff on that play. See, if I'm Colts Neck, I want to put points on the board early in the game on your first drive. It sends a little bit of a message to that defense, but they thought they could pick up the first down, and I'll take it if I'm Northern.
Absolutely tremendous defensive effort now, and taking over for the Greyhounds is senior quarterback Cam Klauser. He comes into this season with just over 300 yards passing, but he's got a really high percentage, 68% on the season. And he was recently named Northern's Unsung Hero Award winner, so he's looking to maybe get a big win here as he wraps up his senior season with the Greyhounds.
Yeah, he's got that mentality where you don't have to throw it that deep to really make that quarterback position work, and we've seen that work a couple times at the higher levels in football with more recently, but it looks like that's what Northern's offense has been running with this year, and Cam Klauser's been able to make that work decently, and like you said, completing almost 70% of his passes thus far.
He's had a great season, very productive season, taking over for last year's varsity quarterback, Mr. Mark Granberry. Cam got some experience last season. Looks like that's going to be a false start there on the defense. And, Northern's kind of doing the same thing this year with Mike Hilario, who's gotten some key playing time as well. He has about 260 yards passing on the season. And they've really been led by running back Amir. Stevenson leads the team with 7 touchdowns on the year. So I'm sure those guys are fired up as they look to take over again here and make something happen.
And there you go. Northern's going to hand the ball off to their lead running back, Amir Stevenson, on that 2nd and short after the offsides penalty by Colts neck. It looks like Northern's just going to try doing what they've been doing all season, which is run that ground and pound offense that's been able to carry them to a couple wins in the last few weeks.
Stevenson's been doing a great job this year. He's got 600 yards on the ground, and he's looking to put more yards up this game, as it looks like the Greyhounds picked up the first down there.
Yep, so Northern doing the same thing Colts Neck did early in their drive, getting into a 3rd down and then picking it up. Let's see if Northern can put some points on the board in their first drive, unlike how Colts Neck finished with a stop on 4th and short.
So big play here for the Greyhounds. Now Northern comes into this game, they're averaging about 19 points per game. They're giving up about 25 per game. The key for the Hounds is going to be to get on the early, and it looks like that's going to be a completion to Will Mesa, and he's going to break a few tackles, and he's going to score a touchdown. So that was a great play there by the Greyhounds. Great play there by Cam Klauser, rolling out, finding Will Mesa in the flat, and the Hounds are going to go up 6-0.
I'll tell you one thing, Will Mesa has been the key to this offense. Ever since they started using him more at the homecoming game, this team has come to life, putting up more points on the board in the last few weeks than they had all season. Northern's offense really relies on him now, as he's been incredible out of the backfield, receiving and running the ball throughout the second half of this season.
So kicker Zach Hobbs looking to punch this one through the uprights and put the Hounds up 7-0. Couldn't ask for a better first drive there for the Greyhounds.
Yeah, you pick up that 3rd down and then you convert into a deep touchdown, gives your defense a couple minutes to relax a little bit before they have to go back out on the field, and that's going to be a great way to start off your half as well. Getting a touchdown in your first drive, that's always the goal.
That looks like it's going to be a big return for Colts Neck. They're looking to even the score, but that's going to be a great open field tackle by the Greyhounds, stopping them, basically saving a touchdown there. But Colts Neck's got some prime field position here as they're down 7-0. They're on, it looks like, about the 20-yard line. So
yeah, you never want to give up a big return like that, especially after the big play Northern just had themselves. It's definitely not optimal to give up big plays on special teams, but Northern's defense has proven themselves already once this game, and they're going to come out here trying to do it again against Joey Lombardo and this Colts Neck offense. Looks like that's going to be a short gain, maybe 1 yard. It looks like it's just going to be a couple inches they picked up on that first down, so it's going to be still 2nd and 10. Colts Neck trying to get revenge on Northern after the 7-0 start that Northern just opened up.
So Lombardo back in the shotgun. That's sort of been his go-to formation. Looks like he's going to do a quick pitch there to the running back. Wrapped up quickly by the Greyhounds. So, the Hounds' defensive line has been doing a great job so far containing Colts Neck. And minus a few big plays, have been really handling the Colts Neck offensive line.
But this is 3rd and long. Northern's defense really prevailed on those first 2 plays, stayed home, and were able to stop the run both times. So Lombardo's probably going to have to throw here if he wants to pick up the 3rd down and maybe even get to the end zone.
And it looks like he's going to get flushed out of the pocket, drop the ball, and the Greyhounds are going to get a big sack. So great defensive presence there. It looked like that was Sam Geghart there on the sack. He is one of the defensive standouts on the Greyhounds, in addition to DeAndre Pearson and Chris Ratty. So it looks like it's going to be 4th down for the Cougars. And from what I can see here, it looks like they're going to keep their offense on the field and go for it once again.
Yeah, I guess Colts Neck just doesn't really trust their kicker to make it from here, and they don't really want to punt it away. So the worst thing that happens in this spot if you're Colts Neck is you throw an interception deep, but that's still like a punt at this point, being that you're 4th and 13-ish. Looks like they're going to actually pick it up, though, and get all the way down to the 5-yard line before being stopped. Colts Neck, that's their second 4th down attempt, and that's their first 4th down conversion.
So great play there by Lombardo. And Colts Neck's picked up a big 1st down. And again, for those just tuning in, I'm Mr. James Dowd. I'm joined by broadcasting student Mr. Decker Morrow. We are here live at the farm for a great consolation game here as the Northern Burlington Greyhounds take on the Colts Neck Cougars.
Looks like Colts Neck's going to throw an interception in the end zone. Northern's going to get the ball back. Great defensive stop after giving up that 4th and 13 big play there. Northern's defense prevails and saves what could have been a touchdown that they would have given up.
And that certainly got the crowd fired up, and the fans, you can hear the marching band here getting the fans fired up under the direction of Mr. Sean Linder. That marching band and color guard have gotten numerous awards, and they're doing a great job here on hand, in addition to our cheerleaders, who always do a great job keeping our crowd and our teams fired up.
So now Northern has to come out from their own 1, because it looks like the defensive back was able to sneak out of the end zone, which it gives yourself some bad starting position, but they just gained a few yards on a fullback carry, and that's pretty much exactly what you want to do when you have to start in your own 1. Northern's going to have a 2nd down and 7 here from their own 4 coming up.
And they sort of have a 3-headed attack there in the backfield with Amir Stevenson being their go-to back, but they also mix it up a lot with Tommy Hill and with Will Mesa, as we saw as Mesa put up the first touchdown of the game. So they can ground and pound it out, and hopefully they can get out of this poor field position and make something happen.
Yeah, Will Mesa was the surprise of the season for us, as that handoff's going to be to Amir Stevenson on a big carry. He's gained already 30 yards on this one, and he's going to be tackled at around the 45. That's a big play to get yourself out of your own goal line. But yeah, I mean, so far we've seen Northern just running with all their backs so far. Tommy Hill has yet to really get a carry, but I'm sure they'll get him out here soon as well.
And the Greyhounds have really dominated this first quarter, just under 3 minutes to play here. They've got to like the defensive effort they've gotten from their line, who's been doing a great job, already gotten a couple of sacks, and then obviously a big interception preventing a touchdown. And, it's really been Klauser and Stevenson, the 1-2 punch here for the Greyhounds, and Will Mesa with that touchdown reception has us in the driver's seat 7-0 here in the first quarter, live at the farm.
We're not even out of the first quarter yet, and Northern's already had 2 sacks, a pick, and almost a forced fumble, but Colts Neck's quarterback fell on it. That's going to be a short carry there for Tommy Hill, the one running back that we hadn't brought up quite yet. And it looks like Northern's now mixed in all their lead guys so far this game.
Love to see the team contribution from all the players, and you can follow Northern football on Twitter at Hounds Gridiron. And you can also follow all of Northern Sports on Twitter at NBC_athletics, and that's run by our athletic director, Dr. Dan Uzak. He does a great job keeping everybody plugged in. Looks like Klauser under center here.
Looks like that one's going to be a false start, and you see Cam Klauser patting himself on the chest, blaming that one on himself. It's only going to back up Northern 5 yards.
Moving back to the 45-yard line.
You know, as we wind down the varsity football season, the freshman football team finished with a 5-2 record. So, you know, a lot of exciting things to come possibly for next year as well. This is a relatively young squad here on the varsity level. Cam Klauser under the shotgun. Looks like he's going to throw that one a lateral to Stevenson, who's going to break a few tackles and get in the open field. And it looks like he's going to take that one all the way down to about the 10-yard line before getting knocked out of bounds. So great play there by Amir Stevenson.
Yeah, for a second there, it looked like he was just going to take a step back and throw it like we saw happen against Northern at that homecoming game earlier this season. But Amir Stevenson, with the patience of Le'Veon Bell there and just running to the sideline and picking up about 40 yards on the carry. He's got almost 90 yards this drive already.
He's really been a great player for the Hounds this season, really stepped up. And he's really been doing a great job. And as we said earlier, Cam Klauser was the unsung hero for the Greyhounds, but they've gotten really talented play from a lot of their players, not just Klauser or Stevenson. They've also gotten outstanding play from their wide receivers, including players like Xavier Dukes, Josh Edwards, Ja'Cory Johnson. And it looks like that's going to be Tommy Hill, and he's going to just not be stopped, and he's going to run that one in for a touchdown. So great job there by the Greyhounds. Tommy Hill would not be stopped. He got his big 6 points there for the Hounds, and looks like Zach Hops is going to come in and punch this one through the uprights for the extra point. So Greyhounds in the lead here in the first quarter, 14-0. Gotta love the effort here so far. And Colts Neck is going to bobble the kickoff, pick it up about 5 yards, and then just get slammed to the ground by a lot of Greyhound defenders. So great play there by Northern. They've really dominated this first quarter. So Colts Neck's offense is coming out. You know, they've moved the ball pretty well. They've just fallen short in the red zone twice. So game could still go either way, but you got to love the performance the Greyhounds are putting on in this consolation game here in front of our home crowd.
Yeah, scoring early is the key to success in this game. If you can get on the board in the first quarter, especially twice like Northern has already, it just builds confidence, as they're already almost to the number they put up every week. Northern's looked amazing so far on offense, with touchdowns to both of their fullbacks, and their defense looked almost even better so far this game, giving up one big play, but having another fine performance just like they've done for the last few games this season.
So it looked like that lateral from Lombardo moved the ball, got the first down for Colts Neck. And he's back under the shotgun again, trying to make something happen. Looks like that's going to be a halfback draw there, and he's just going to get bottled up by the Greyhound defenders once again. So it's clear that the coaching staff has this team fired up and ready to play. And as I said, they still have the annual Commanders Cup game coming up versus Pemberton. That's on November 22nd. That's at home here at the farm at 6 p.m. Last year, Northern defeated Pemberton 42-0 at Pemberton, so I'm sure they would like nothing more than to get another big win and bring home the Commanders Cup. And obviously Northern and Pemberton are host to our military students from the joint base, so that game always has special meaning to all of our communities. So Lombardo, quick handoff, and once again, outstanding defensive play there by the Greyhounds defensive line. They've really just been dominating the offensive line of Colts Neck, and that's going to end the first quarter. So after one, Northern Burlington in the lead, 14-0. We're going to pick back up here in the second quarter, as it looks like the Greyhounds are going to field a punt here. It's going to be the first punt that Colts Neck has done. They've gone for it twice now on fourth down. And he's going to send that one bouncing to about the 35, just inside the 30-yard line here. So the Greyhounds are going to pick back up here in the second quarter. They did an outstanding job on offense in the first quarter. And we'll see what Cam Klauser's got up his sleeve.
First and 10, Northern Burlington.
So Northern's going to take the ball back after Colts Neck decides not to go for it on that 4th and 8 from their own 40-yard line. So we're going to see if Cam Klauser can just keep up the momentum that he's built so far during this game, just by little dink and dunk throws, and then combining it with the offense, with the run offense that's just clicked so far this game, and has really just worked no matter who's been handed off the ball. And I think that's really the big difference maker so far this game. And Amir Stevenson looks like he's going to make another big break. That puts him over 100 yards for the game.
So great play there by Stevenson. Got the Hounds to about midfield. And, as I stated earlier, this is a relatively young Hound squad. Klauser's a senior quarterback, but this is a team that's really bounced back after the loss of a lot of seniors from last season, including quarterback Mark Granberry, running back A.J. Jackson, wide receiver C.J. Hussey, kicker Kyle Matthews, and senior leaders like Stephen Truex and Mark Granberry. So this is a really young squad, and it looks like they've got some really exciting things to come. It looks like that's going to be another quick handoff to Stevenson. He's going to get bottled up. Looks like a late flag there on the play. But as I said, last season the Hounds had some late season momentum, and this season certainly is looking like the same. And again, a big win here tonight could exceed the win total from last year and put the Hounds at 4-5. So still an opportunity to finish 500. And you'd like nothing more to get a big win in front of your home crowd. Looks like that one's going to go against Colts Neck, and that's going to move the ball up for the Greyhounds. So really advantageous play there, and the Hounds are moving into red zone territory.
They're coming in again, and it looks like they're going to actually just go back into the huddle here. I thought they were going to come out with a quick play after that flag against Colts Neck, but they're going to be moved even further back. Not quite sure what the call was, but it looked like it was almost a 15-yard penalty against them, as now the line judges have to reset. But you were mentioning the youth of this squad. The only thing that gives me a little bit of fear for next year's team is this offensive and defensive line is also made up of mostly seniors so far. That's going to be a loss of yards for Northern, as Klauser kind of stumbles and takes a knee. That's a loss of downs in high school football.
So still in good position, only second down. And as we saw, they've really grounded out the yards with their triple head of the attack of Mesa, Stevenson, and Hill. And Klauser's going to head under center here again with the two backs in the backfield. And it looks like that's going to be a rollout pass, and he's going to send that one towards the end zone. And that's just going to be broken up by the defensive back there on Colts Neck. But great attempt there. That play sort of worked earlier in the first quarter when he rolled out and hit Will Mason in the flat for a touchdown. So, great opportunity there. But broken up by Colts Neck, so great play by their defensive back. Third down and long here for the Greyhounds here in the second quarter.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that one went to Ja'Cory Johnson or if that was trying to go to Will Mesa, who was wide open in the flat again. But they're going to snap the ball back to Cameron Klauser. We're going to see what happens here. And it's going to be a little bit of a fake there. Handoff to Amir Stevenson, but then back to the other running back.
So a little bit of trickery there for the Greyhounds, and it looks like Will Mesa picked up about 9 there on the carry. So the Hounds are going to look to pick up the first down here on a third and, relatively short. Still currently in the lead, 14-0. And again, for those just tuning in, I'm Mr. James Dowd. I'm joined by broadcasting student Mr. Decamaro. We are here live at the farm as the Northern Burlington Greyhounds take on the Colts Neck Cougars in a great consolation game here. in front of our home crowd.
It's always nice to be up early at home. Northern putting up 14 points in the first quarter really established their lead so far in this game. Cam Klauser's going to fake the handoff and then throw it out of bounds and miss his wide receiver on that play. It looks like they're going to send the punt team out to get the ball back to Colts Neck.
Klauser's pass intended for number 19, Ja'Cory Johnson, falls incomplete, and so Colts Neck will take over on downs at their own.
Oh, my bad. That was actually 4th down and 1, I think, but it ended up being 4th and 6 based on the false start. So it looks like Northern's defense is going to be back out on the field, as we've seen 3 4th down attempts so far this game. That's a little high for it being the second quarter. But Colts Neck is going to take the ball, and Joey Lombardo is going to hand it off to his favorite running back and get about 5 yards on the play. 2nd and 5 certainly manageable if you're Colts Neck and you're looking for a chance to get back into this game. And we just heard that Will Mesa got the tackle on that last play. I mean, he's certainly one of the best one of the players that can play both ways on this team. We've seen him get an offensive touchdown tonight and a couple tackles defensively, and that's some of the keys of this team are their seniors that can play both offensive and defensive snaps. It's going to be another handoff to Joey Marciello there, who's going to gain about Mariello there, who's going to gain about 2 more yards, and it's going to be a 3rd and short for Colts Neck coming up. Colts Neck has gained more rushing yards this drive than they have so far this game, but Northern still made a pretty nice stop. They're only giving up about 2 in the last carry.
So a big 3rd down here. And again, the defense of Northern has been doing a great job so far today, making a big stop every time they've needed one. So Lombardo's going to drop back to pass here in the shotgun. He's going to send that one, and it's going to get broken up there. So great play there by the defensive backs there from Northern, and it's going to be 4th down. It looks like Colts Neck is going to send the punt squad out, with Northern currently in the lead, 14-0. Now you can follow Northern TV on Twitter. You can follow us at Northern_TV. We're on Comcast Channel 19, Verizon Channel 42. We're streaming on the web. We have a YouTube channel. And you can also check out our app at appcatch.com to stay plugged into all things Northern TV. You can also email us, northerntv@nburlington.com, for all kinds of information on DVD sales, programming. Oh, it looks like that's going to be a fumble, but the Hounds are going to fall on top of it. So great recovery there by the Greyhounds here in the second quarter.
Wow, that was almost dangerous for Northern Burlington. You don't want to give up a second special teams miscue to follow up that long return that Colts Neck had earlier in the game. But Northern was a little bit lucky that ball fell right back to him, and we're going to take the ball from the 30-yard line. Handoff's going to go to Hill on that one, who's going to gain about 3 yards before being stopped by the Colts Neck defense, who's really been able to improve their run defense in the second quarter of this game so far.
So Northern's taking over here, 2nd down on the 33, 7 to go. Really been doing a great job as far as ball control offense and time of possession this game. And we'll see what Klauser's going to do here. It looks like we've got Hill and Mesa in the backfield for the Greyhounds.
Yeah, they're going with their strong set out right now. They have 6 linemen and 2 fullbacks on the field. But looking at a 3rd and long, they're probably going to choose to throw here and maybe take out one of their running backs, or they might just go for a little play action to one of them, which we've seen work in the past, as Will Mason called a touchdown in the homecoming game that way.
So a big 3rd and long here for the Greyhounds. Looks like they're going to go with the I formation once again. And Clauser's going to roll out. And it looks like that ball's going to be caught. And Northern looks like they're going to score another touchdown. So great play there by the Greyhounds, taking advantage of just a great bite on the pass. And the Greyhounds are going to go up 20-0 here in the second quarter. So outstanding play, outstanding pass by Cam Clauser. And with this kick here, Zach Hobbs is going to send that one through the uprights. So the Greyhounds are going to be up 21-0. So great play. Decker, you pretty much called that one. And the Hounds are pretty much in the driver's seat here in the second quarter.
Yeah, we've seen Northern do that a few times this year, run a few times with that heavy set, and then just send a couple guys on an out route towards the sideline. It's just worked. That was another pretty decent-sized return for Colts Neck as they get to about the 45-yard line, ready to try to do their best to come back into this game, but Northern's defense has just proved to be too much for them so far, minus that one long reception.
So I'm sure the defense is fired up after a big play like that by the offense. It's always nice when you have a comfortable lead. Up 3 scores here in the second quarter. Now certainly there's plenty of game left to play. But Northern has certainly been doing a great job on offense. So Lombardo's back to pass, getting flushed out of the pocket once again. And it looks like he's going to hit Griffin Murtha there for about a first down.
Yeah, Murtha's their versatile player. He plays running back and wide receiver for this team and can pretty much do it all. He's one of their best targets out of the backfield and deeper down the field. But it's kind of interesting because I mentioned earlier this game that I didn't think Northern was really that much of a big play offense, but they've proved me wrong and gotten 2 touchdowns of over 50 yards so far this game, as well as 2 more 40-plus yard carries. So Northern's explosiveness coming out tonight. That's going to be a little wide receiver screen, and he's going to pick up about 12 on the catch and get the first down.
So great play there by Colts Neck. And, you mentioned, Decker, that the Hounds have been doing a great job on offense, and they really have had a good season, despite their record. 3-5, they've lost to some really, really good teams this season. Looks like that's going to be a fumble, but scooped up there by Lombardo. And looks like Colts Neck is going to pick up a first down. So as I said, despite their record, Northern's had a really good season. The teams they lost to Steiner, who finished the season 5-3. They lost to Woodrow Wilson 6-2. It was the number 2 seed in their bracket. They were undefeated in their division. They lost to Allentown, the reigning state champs. And they lost to Morristown, a team that was 8-1. So, really the Hounds have lost to teams that averaged about 6 wins this season, if not more. And if they can get a big win here tonight, they can bump up their record to 4-5 and still finish the season 500. Looks like Lombardo's going to drop back to pass, and great tackle there by the Greyhounds.
Yeah, that play was absolutely blown up by Northern's defense as they tried to go the other side with the wide receiver screen. Yeah, Northern's lost a few games this season to just some really good opponents, and for a rebuilding squad, you can't really ask for much more than the 3-5 that they've gotten right now, and potentially 4-5 after what looks like a great start for them tonight.
So defensive line doing a great job flushing Lombardo out of the pocket. He's going to hit his receiver there, and they're going to pick up a first down, get knocked out of bounds around the 17-yard line. So once again, the Cougars are in the red zone, but the Greyhounds have been doing a great job sort of with the bend, don't break defense, and have thus far made stops every single time the Cougars have had an opportunity to score.
Certainly. Colts Neck has been in the red zone. This is their 3rd time so far this game, but they just haven't been able to convert it into any points. They could be right in the middle, right in the mix so far this game if they could have at least gotten the touchdown that they almost had on the one and just went for the field goal on the other. This could be only a 2-score game right now, but Colts Neck has just not been able to convert these red zone opportunities into points so far this game, and they need to turn it into points right now or they're going to be in trouble in the second half.
Looks like we're going to get a quick substitution here, and Lombardo's coming back in. It's credit to the defense so far. Despite Colts Neck moving the ball and having the opportunity to score, it seems like every single time the Northern defense steps up and always makes a big play when it matters.
Looks like Northern went man-to-man on that one, and Colts Neck tried running it outside. They picked up the first down and about 1 yard more than that. They're going to be real close to the goal line now. Only 4 yards left to get it in. Joey Mariello there with his second big carry of the game. Looks like they're actually going to rule him a couple yards shy of that. He might have stepped out of bounds just before picking up the first down. But that's exactly the type of play Colts Neck was looking for in second down to get themselves an easier third down here. Lombardo's going to take the snap and hand it off to his running back, who will pick up the first down after some help by his offensive line that time.
So we'll see where the refs spot this one. Yep, that's going to be a first down, and Colts Neck now once again threatening to score, inside the 10, and it looks like we're going to get a quick timeout here with the second quarter halfway underway.
We're seeing this second quarter start to come to a close, and Colts Neck knows that they need to put up points on the board or they're going to be in trouble coming into the second half of this match. Coming back from 3 scores is certainly not something you want to have to do. And looks like they're going to give their quarterback plenty of time, but Northern's going to eventually break through, and I think that's Chris Ratty on the sack, so that's almost every member of that defensive line getting a sack this game.
So great play there by the Greyhounds, and it's going to back up the Cougars about 5 yards. And it looks like they're going to call holding against Colts Neck as well. So curious to see where they're going to spot the ball after both the penalty and it looked like a sack. And the Cougars look like they're going to fall out of the red zone now and get the ball all the way back at the 25. So great play there by the Greyhounds, and a holding penalty there against the Cougars. And, as we said, every time Northern needs a big play on defense, they've made it happen.
Yeah, so that sack's going to go to somebody who's on record watch, as Chris Ratty's getting close to breaking the sack record. That might be a touchdown, but I think he stepped out at the 1 is what they're going to call it. We have one ref calling it a touchdown, the other one saying he stepped out of bounds. It looks like they're going to call him down at the 1. Oh, but there's a flag down. That might be another holding. That'll just completely take away from what they just had.
So as the refs convene, looks like that is going to be a holding call against Colts Neck, and that's going to back them up again. So very advantageous there for the Greyhounds. Basically saved a score, which would have put Colts Neck right back in the game. Instead, they're going to take over back on about the 22-yard line. And Lombardo's going to try to make some magic happen here.
Yeah, first and goal from the 22 is definitely not something you're looking forward to having to complete if you're Lombardo. That's going to be a pass deflection by Sam Gephardt, as we've seen Northern's defensive line step up time and time again so far this game.
Absolutely. Gephardt, Pearson, Ratty. They've really been making Colts Neck work for every single play. And then, obviously, the linebackers in the secondary have been doing a great job as well. And it's going to be a second down and long here for the Cougars. And again, for those just tuning in, I'm Mr. James Dowd, joined by broadcasting student Mr. Decker Morrow. We are here live at the farm as the Northern Burlington Greyhounds take on the Colts Neck Cougars in a consolation matchup here.
Right now, if you're Colts Neck, you're just looking to pick up a few yards in every play. That's going to be another screen out to the running back, who's only going to pick up 4 yards. You got to really try to get some more on third down and make it easier for your kicker to put up some points, or you're going to be in trouble coming into the second half, potentially down by 21.
And as we said, the Colts Neck Cougars have had plenty of opportunities in the red zone. This may be their third or fourth attempt, and every single time the Greyhounds have made a big play, stopping them on 2 fourth downs and getting a big interception in the end zone. And we'll see what they draw up. Lombardo's going to come out here on a big third down as we're winding down the second quarter with the Greyhounds currently in the lead, 21-0.
And if Northern wasn't stopping them, Colts Neck was stopping themselves. like they have on this drive with 2 big holding penalties, forcing them all the way back to all the way back to the 22. It's going to be a deep throw that's just going to go through his hands and be dropped. That's going to be 4th and long for Colts Neck. They're almost in a situation where you either have to kick the field goal or punt, but they might be going for it again. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Northern might actually, Colts Neck might actually go for this down at 4th and 18. Actually, they're going to call a false. No. It's going to be 4th and 18 for Colts Neck. I think here I'd probably just try to kick the field goal, but maybe they know something more about their own kicker than I do, as this is the 2nd time they've gone away from kicking it in the red zone. So Northern is looking to capitalize defensively off of a couple offensive errors by Colts Neck to keep a 21-0 lead right before the half. Joey Lombardo is going to take the snap, and he's pretty much going to you have to throw for the end zone at this point, because that's where they're going to call a timeout instead, actually, and they're going to regroup.
So we got an odd formation there, and Lombardo's going to go in the shotgun. He's going to pump fake, send one towards the end zone. That one's going to get blocked. And that's going to end the drive there for the Cougars. So great play once again. The Greyhounds making a play when they need it. Great effort there on the defensive line. And Cam Clauser's going to pick back up here with a big 21-0 lead as we're winding down the 2nd quarter in this great game.
So that's going to be 2 tips that drive by the Northern defense to keep Colts Neck from putting any points up on the board when they were almost all the way down to the Northern 1 at one point. Just a brutal drive of your Colts Neck's offense, hurting yourselves with penalties and keeping yourself from getting points. But it helps Northern as they're going to get the ball back on their own 18. High snap, and Amir Stevenson drops the ball. I think Clauser might have fallen on it back, all the way back for a loss of about 4 yards on the play. But if you're Northern, at least you were able to fall on the ball, or that could have been a huge play for Colt Neck's defense.
Absolutely great heads-up play there by Clauser falling on that one. And the Hounds will pick back up here with a 2nd and about 15 as we are winding down the 2nd quarter. So it looks like Northern's got Stevenson in the backfield. He's been doing an outstanding job, Decker. As you said, he's got about 100 yards rushing so far. He's really been the go-to guy here for the Greyhounds, and it looks like he's going to pick up about 7 or 8 there on that carry. So great play there. Hounds continuing to eat up the clock here as the 2nd quarter winding down. We've got a quick timeout here before we pick back up here on the game action. Big 3rd down.
And they're going to hand it right to him again. He's going to break a couple tackles, and it looks like he's going to be stopped what looks like just shy of the 1st down marker, as Northern's going to have to punt this one away.
So it's going to be 4th down for the Greyhounds. Looks like they're sending out the punt squad. And Colts Neck might get maybe one more chance as we wind down this 1st half. But, it's been all Greyhounds so far in the 1st half. They've got to love the effort from the offensive end and the defensive end. They've been really doing an outstanding job. So I know Coach Dulce's got the team fired up.
And Colts Neck use all their timeouts in this 1st half of this game, so it looks like Northern's going to just be able to wind some clock down and take some time off before they punt this ball away. Another high snap, and the punt's going to be down at around the 40-yard line or so for Colts Neck.
So it looks like the Cougars might get one more shot here before the end of the half. Got a great game here. Great turnout. Friends, family, community members. it's been a cold night. It's about 45 degrees, but it's not stopping our Greyhounds from heating up on the field. They've been doing a great job. As we pick back up here in the game action.
The Colts neck is looking to try to come back into this game in their last few attempts before the half is going to run out. Down 20-0, but this certainly could be a tie game if they would have just capitalized on their red zone opportunities. Well, that's going to be a pretty nice juke move there, and the Colts neck running back is going to pick up maybe 8 or 9 yards before getting downed at around the 42-yard line.
So, Joey Morello there on the carry, number 28, and it looks like Lombardo's going to go back into the shotgun. As the clock is winding down, he's going to do another quick handoff, and Morello's just going to get bottled up there by the Greyhound defensive line.
You would think with only a few seconds left in the half, they'd be just throwing the ball down the field instead of running it right towards the middle with no timeouts left. But Colts neck is going to take the snap and look to throw this time. It's going to be a deep heave. That's going to be caught. He's going to go down to around the 19, but still in bounds.
So that was number 83 there, Anthony Lombardo, with a terrific catch. And they're going to put Colts neck in a position here to try to put some points up on the board, but certainly the clock is winding down and is in the Greyhounds' favor. And Lombardo's going to try to get a quick snap here and spike the ball. Maybe give the Cougars one more chance before the end of the first half. So terrific catch. Credit to the quarterback there for just putting that one right on the numbers. And great catch there by Lombardo. As you said, Decker, now around the 20-yard line, back in the red zone, Colts neck. So we'll see once again if the Hounds can make another big stop. They've been doing it so far all first half and certainly got their work cut out for them here. But it looks like Colts neck is only going to get maybe 1 or 2 plays here for the end of this first half.
So interestingly, though, despite the score, Colts neck has really been the dominant team in the second quarter of this game. They've been the team with the ball most of the time, and they've been the team in the red zone. That's going to be another little screen to the running back who's going to lose a yard to just get out of bounds. But Colts neck has been in the red zone more this game than Northern has. It's just Northern's been able to capitalize on their opportunities from deep, and Colts neck hasn't at all.
And that's certainly a credit to the Northern coaching staff, because these defenders have been doing a great job, especially when it matters. Backs against the wall every single time. They've made a big stop. So, maybe 1 or 2 plays left here before the first half. Northern currently in the lead, 21-0. Lombardo in the shotgun. See what happens.
He's going to send that one to about the 8-yard line where it's going to be tipped and dropped. And it looks like it's going to be a 4th down here for Colts neck, who has shown they are willing to go for it. It looks like they're going to try to do it again.
This is a big play for them as they're down 3 scores. This would help them build some momentum going into the second half. Greyhounds are going to get the ball. And another big 4th down here.
Looks like that's going to be a bit of a low snap as he's going to fake out our cameraman and throw it short for the incompletion. And Northern's going to get the ball back right before the half. They'll probably just kneel the ball down and go into the locker room.
So once again, another great defensive effort there by the Greyhounds, forcing quarterback out of the pocket, forcing him to make a bad play. And looks like Clouser's going to come in here and just take a knee as we wrap up this terrific first half here at the farm, as the Northern Burlington Greyhounds currently in the lead 21-0 versus the Colts neck Cougars.
Certainly, if you're Northern, you're more than happy to take this knee at your own 20-yard line and head into the locker room up by 3 scores.
We're going to pick back in the second half here, and I'm joined by broadcasting student Mr. Kyle Forsini. How you doing tonight, Kyle?
Doing good tonight, Mr. Dowd. Good to join you here on this night, and a great first half for Northern. So putting up 21 points there in the first half. We'll look for them to come out with much of the same intensity here in the second.
Yeah, we got some really offensive standouts there in the first half.
from their own 30.
Quarterback Cam Klauser passing for 2 touchdowns. Running back Tommy Hill rushing for a touchdown. And Amir Stevenson with over 100 yards on the ground so far. So Northern's really dominated the first half. Colts Neck has moved the ball pretty well, but every time they've gotten a scoring opportunity, the Northern defense has stepped up.
Yeah, like you said, the Hounds playing extremely well on offense. Credit senior quarterback Cam Klauser for leading this team, and like you said, throwing 2 touchdown passes. That's always good to see. And now with their first possession here in the second half, we'll look to see much of the same. As it looks like that's going to be a handoff there to. Looks like that was Will Mesa on the carry there, almost getting a first down on their first possession of the second half here. So a good start here for Northern.
And Will Mesa was one of the beneficiaries of one of those touchdown passes earlier in the first half. He actually was the one that got the Hounds on the board first. And the Hounds, it's been all Hounds so far in the first half, but still plenty of football left to play. And I'm sure Colts Neck would like nothing more than to come in here and get a big win in this consolation game.
Yeah, if you're the Hounds, you don't want to stop, putting up points right now. You've put up 21 already, and you want to keep adding to that to try and pad your lead as much as you possibly can. So with that 9-yard carry from Mesa on first down, that's definitely going to help their confidence even grow even more, as that one's a toss to Stevenson. Looks like he's going to be tackled for a loss. Haven't seen much of that in this game. As like you had said, he's already rushed for over 100 yards in this game, but good play there by the Colts Neck defense. Looks like it's going to set up 3rd down.
For a loss on the play, back to the
This is the team in Colts Neck. They're coming in here. This is their 4th straight game on the road. They've actually had 2 straight wins, and actually they put up 42 points versus Neptune in their last game. So they're more than capable of putting up points, and we've seen them move the ball. They've only been shut out twice this year. So if they can make a big stop here, they can get the ball back and try to put some points on the board and keep this one competitive.
Getting a shutout in football is never an easy task, so I'd expect Northern to just try and keep putting up points and let their defense do what they've been doing all game, but obviously trying to force a shutout is not something that's going to be easy, and looks like that's going to be an incomplete pass there for the Hounds. That's going to set up 4th down, and the Hounds are going to be forced to punt.
Colts Neck gives out about 22 points per game, so they're already at that point, and they score about 14, so they've been competitive. They're actually in a really tough conference. They're in the Shore A North Conference with some opponents like Manalapan, who finished the season undefeated, and Howell, who were 9-1. So they've definitely had their work cut out for them this season, but they've bounced back this season, and they won their last 3 games last year. So much like the Hounds, they're looking to build on some late season momentum, carrying them up until next season.
Yeah, the Hounds have done exactly that as well, Mr. Dowd. They started out 1-4, then they won 2 games in a row, and then they were beaten just last week, and their 8th game of the year. But they've come along late, or as of late, they've been playing some much better football than they were in the beginning of the year, and they're continuing that trend here tonight. Put up 21 in the first half, and they've really looked good so far.
penalty is declined, and that'll bring up 4th.
And although the Hounds will miss the playoffs this season, they still have a chance to finish the season 500 as they have their upcoming Commanders Cup game. That game is versus Pemberton. That is on November 22nd, just a couple of weeks, at home here at the farm at 6 p.m. And Northern defeated Pemberton last year in a shutout, 42-0, and Pemberton had defeated Northern the year previous, 22-20. So that game always has special meaning to our community, as both Northern and Pemberton are hosts to our military students from the joint base. So we'd love for our friends, family, students, and community members to come out and support our Greyhounds in a big matchup.
So the Hounds defense is going to have an opportunity to get out on the field after this punt, giving up 0 points in the first half. Like you said, Mr. Dowd, they were able to move the ball a little bit on them, but they weren't able to put up. Colts Neck was never able to put up any points, and that's a good punt there for Northern, just to be able to get that off, because Colts Neck was right in their face there, looking like they were going to block that. But the Hounds doing a good job getting that punt off and sending it down to the Colts Neck 25 here. So decent starting field position here for Colts Neck, but the way the Northern defense has been playing, we'll look to see if they can force the 3 and out and get their offense back on the field.
And the offense has done a great job shutting down quarterback Joey Lombardo. He's actually had a pretty good season this year for Colts Neck, and also a great job shutting down running back Joey Mariello, who had 3 touchdowns last game and 175 yards on the ground versus Neptune. So clearly the coaching staff has done their due diligence, and they've done a great job bottling up those guys. Like we said, Colts Neck has moved the ball pretty well, but the defense has always stepped up when they had to and stopped them every chance they've gotten.
Good job there by the Northern defense, kind of standing up the running back there and only giving up gain of about really no gain there on the play. Looks like that's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Now the referee's going to move it. It looks like it's going to be a pickup of a yard. Either way, the Hounds are still going to force it into about a 2nd and 9 situation, so that's what you want to do as a defense.
So a big second down here in the third quarter. Still plenty of football left to play, but the Greyhounds have really clicked on all facets, offense, defense, and special teams so far today. And like we said, every time Colts Neck has had the opportunity to score, the Greyhounds have done a great job pressuring them. And there we go again with the defensive line, led by Chris Ratty, DeAndre Pearson, flushing them out of the pocket, and maybe just the gain of a couple.
And when you're down 21-0 like this, your offense oftentimes can become predictable because you know that you're going to have the defense knows you're going to have to pass the ball in order to try and get back in the game. They're not going to let you run the ball for them and get first downs and be able to move their way down the field that way. So the Hounds defense should be knowing right here that Colts Neck's going to be trying to pass as much as possible. And like you said, they flushed the quarterback out of the pocket there and are able to come up with a big stop. So it's going to force third down and kind of long here for Colts Neck. And we'll see what the Hounds defense can do. They know he's going to pass, and it looks like there might have been a penalty there before that play even happened. Some stoppage in play here, a little bit of confusion, but we'll see what the referee says. Looks like that is going to be a 5-yard penalty on Colts Neck. It's going to move them back, so could have been a procedural penalty. We're not really sure, but either way, it's going to set up a third down and long again for Colts Neck, and the Hounds defense is going to look to come up big.
The Greyhounds defensive backs have done a great job today containing wide receivers Anthony Lombardo, who leads Colts Neck in receiving yards, as well as Sean Scully, who leads the team in receptions. So those will be their sort of 1-2 punch there on offense, and we'll see what the Hounds can do on this play, hopefully making a big stop here on third down.
And in 3rd and long, the Hounds defense is going to come up with a huge sack there of Lombardo. A loss of, looked like almost 10 yards there. As that's going to send Colts Neck back to their own 10-yard line. So a great defensive possession there for the Hounds coming out in the second half. They've kept that same momentum they had going in the first half, and they're going to let their offense get back out on the field now.
Yeah, they've really gotten a great defensive effort from their defensive line today. That sack there was DeAndre Pearson, his 2nd on the day. They've also gotten great contributions from players like Chris Ratty as well. Actually, DeAndre Pearson was recently invited to participate in the National All-American Bowl in New Orleans this December, so that's a great honor, and we wish him the best of luck next month. It looks like Northern's going to field that punt at about midfield and bring it, nice spin move, bring it to about the 45. So decent, good field position here for the Greyhounds, looking to put another score on the board here up against Colts Neck.
Looks like that kick returner there was number 8, Jacoby Lewis, and like you said, he did a nice job with that spin move, kind of making some defenders miss, giving Northern some good field position. So already up 21 points, I'd look for the Hounds to try and come out and not play conservative, go out, try and put up more points, and see what they can do here in this rest of the second half.
And the Colts Neck defense is looking to make a big play here. You know, now's the time to make that big play. And this is a team in Colts Neck. They had 17 sacks this year, their defense has. And although Northern's dominated on the offensive line today, still anybody's game here with, about a quarter and a half left to play. So that was Amir Stevenson with a couple of yards there, maybe 1 or 2. And it's going to be 2nd down and about 9 for the Greyhounds.
So with Clouser still under center there for the Hounds. Like you said, Mr. Dowd, they got a 2nd and 9 lined up in the eye. And I look for the Hounds to stop playing some conservative football here. And just looks like that's going to be a false start there on the Hounds. It's going to set them back 5 yards. But I look for the Hounds to keep trying to pass the ball. And they've already got good field position. They're going to try and go down and score here and make this an even bigger margin of lead.
Now, this is a team in Colts Neck. They average about 10 points per game in their losses. So the Hounds have definitely done a great job keeping them scoreless so far this game. And although they struggled last year, Colts Neck did 2 years ago have a big win versus Nottingham, who was the #1 seed this year. So there's definitely some talent out there on the field. Credit to Northern, Cam Clouser, and the coaching staff, as well as the offense and defense for playing an outstanding game so far. And looks like Clouser's going to fake out the defense there and send that one to about the 15. It gets broken up by the defensive backs, but great pass attempt.
pass intended for number 89, Josh Edwards.
Looked like that pass was intended there for Josh Edwards going down the right sideline, and like you said, just incomplete. Good play there by the defense. But as you had stated, Mr. Dowd, Northern's definitely had a great game plan coming into this game against Colts Neck. They are a team that has a lot of talent, but Northern's really silenced them this entire game.
And again, for those just tuning in, I'm Mr. James Dowd. I'm joined by broadcasting student Mr. Kyle Forsini. We are here live at the farm. It is Thursday, November 9th, as the Northern Burlington Greyhounds take on the Colts Neck Cougars in a consolation game here for the 2017 season.
On third down and long, Stevenson breaks a huge run there, and it looks like he might just come up just short of the first down marker there. Colts Neck definitely was not expecting a delayed handoff there, as they were able to pick up about 12 or 13 yards on 3rd and 14. And even if that doesn't sneak Northern into the field goal range here, they might have an opportunity to try and go for it here. I wouldn't be surprised to see Coach Dulce leave his offense out there on the field and try and convert this 4th and short.
The Hounds have done a great job so far on their conversion, especially in short. They like to do a QB keeper with Cam Klausers. That's usually their go-to play, and I wouldn't be surprised if that was the play here. Colts Neck certainly knows, I'm sure, where the ball's going, so let's see what the Greyhounds can do, and it looks like they're going to do just that, and we'll see where the refs spot that one.
Cameron Klauser on the quarterback sneak.
It looks like they're giving him a first down there, so a great QB sneak there by Klauser. Mr. Dowd, you called it. Good job there making sure that the Hounds were able to pick up that 4th down, and they go to their classic QB keeper there by Cam Klauser, and they're able to move the chains again. So they've got a first down at right around the 21-yard line here of Colts Neck, and they're really been moving the ball right now in this second half.
Always good to see, too, not resting on your laurels. You know, you're up 21. It's easy to get complacent, but the Hounds have definitely come out in this half aggressive. Looks like they're going to get bottled up there after maybe just a short gain, but credit to the coaching staff keeping the boys fired up. And that was Will Mesa there on the carry. He had a big touchdown, as I stated, in the first score of the game. And actually, we saw Will Mesa do some outstanding play at the homecoming game, Kyle, that we had the privilege of announcing as well, along with Decker Morrow. So he's been a great contributor to the offense and the defense this year, along with several other two-way players, including Amir Stevenson and others. So let's see what the Hounds can do here in second down, looking to punch this one in.
And ever since Mesa's really become a bigger part of this offense, they've really clicked a lot as a team, and they've been able to move the ball and put up a lot of points since he's been on there. And looks like that one was a QB keeper there for quarterback Cam Klauser, and he's going to be tackled for a loss. So it's going to set up a 3rd down and long. The Hounds down there in the Colts Neck territory, almost in the red zone, but they've backed up a little bit. And so, like I said, it's going to be 3rd down and long, and we'll see what the Hounds have in store.
3rd down.
Now, for those who don't know, Northern TV records 2 varsity sports per season. We certainly had our hands full this season with boys and girls senior night for soccer, girls varsity field hockey senior night, as well as girls volleyball. We did a couple of football games, a game versus Woodrow Wilson, a game versus Hamilton West, our annual homecoming game, which was a great win by the Greyhounds. And certainly here tonight, we're looking to keep up that exciting action here. So big 3rd down for the Greyhounds.
Cam Klauser is going to dump it off in the backfield there to look like it might have been Amir Stevenson there on the catch, but Northern's unable to pick up a first down there, and it's going to set up a 4th down. And we'll see what the Greyhounds have in store here.
Short gain on the play to the 23 brings up 4th down.
So big 4th down. I guess the question is, does the coaching staff want to send in kicker Zach Hobbs to kick one through the uprights, or do they want to keep the offense on the field? You know, they've been actually doing a really good job, and they converted the last 4th down they had here, and they're basically in the red zone. So, you know, if they don't get the 4th down, Colts Neck will get the ball with not very good field position, and so we'll see what the Hounds can draw up here.
Yeah, that's something I'd keep in mind too. You're right, Mr. Dowd, that even if you don't convert this 4th and long, Colts Neck's still going to get the ball deep in their own territory. Klauser's going to fire one over the middle there, and that one's going to be picked off there by Colts Neck. And just going to be dragged down right around the 5-yard line there. So that almost serves as, like we said, it's, you know, that almost helps Northern. They let Colts Neck get the ball back, but they're going to be even deeper in their own territory than they would have been had they not converted it. So not the end of the world there on that interception. Colts Neck will get the ball around their own 5-yard line, and Northern's going to have to make them drive the entire length of the field to put up points.
in their own territory.
So yeah, absolutely, Kyle. You said, interception is never what you want in the red zone, but Colts Neck has the ball in the 6. They have definitely their work cut out for them if they want to get 94 yards and put up some points. So we'll see what Lombardo can do here in the shotgun for the Cougars.
It's a handoff there from Lombardo, and it's going to be a tackle for a loss there. The Hounds doing a great job sniffing that out, tackling them down around the 4-yard line. They've been doing that all game. They've been able to sniff out a run, and their front four have really done a great job of getting to the quarterback but also stopping the run. And that's really been a strength of Northern the entire season, is having their defensive front be able to make a lot of stops like that.
Loss on the play, second down.
So second down here for the Cougars. A few minutes left in the third quarter. Gotta love the effort here by the Greyhounds, currently up 21-0. And it looks like Lombardo's going to send that one. Look like a screen pass, and they're going to pick up about 5 on that play. So third and about 5 for the Cougars. Greyhounds looking to make a big stop once again. Now you can follow all of Northern football on Twitter at Hounds Gridiron, and you can follow all Northern Athletics on Twitter at NBC_athletics, and that's run by our athletic director, Dr. Dan Uzak. He does a great job keeping everybody plugged in here at the farm. We had a really exciting fall sports season
Cougars move the ball to
this
the
past
9-yard
year,
line to be third down and about 7
as we have a big third down coming up.
for first down.
The Hounds doing a great job getting pressure in Lombardo's face there as he's throwing on the run, and looks like that pass is going to be called complete there. So Colts Neck's going to be able to convert that third down. Some good pass rush there by the defensive front there of the Hounds, but Joey Lombardo able to scramble out of the pocket and make a play, and you got to credit Colts Neck there on that one.
So yeah, some fancy footwork there by Lombardo. Colts Neck's going to take over here on first down. New set of downs, new chance for them to get on the board here. But as I said, the fall sports season was really successful here at the farm. I think all of our varsity teams made the playoffs. And certainly the Greyhound football team has a chance to get a big win here tonight, in addition to a big win versus Pemberton, hopefully, in a couple weeks for the annual Commanders Cup.
Flag on the play, false start indicated.
We actually had a really exciting game for boys soccer. Although they fell to Toms River in the sectional semis, they won a second-round playoff game at home for the first time in 17 years this season. So credit to them. And Northern also had 5 girls appear at the girls volleyball all-star game. So a lot of exciting action here at the farm, athletically, scholastically as well. And we have a really exciting winter sports season coming up, too, with boys and girls swimming, boys and girls basketball, winter track, boys and girls bowling, as well as our winter cheerleaders. Keep everybody fired up. So big play here for the Cougars. We'll see what they can do. Lombardo in the shotgun. And it looks like it's going to be a quick draw to the running back, and he's going to get bottled up quickly there by the defensive line of the Greyhounds.
Good play there by the Greyhounds defense once again. Able to bottle up the running back there as he got right back to the line of scrimmage, it looked like. So this Greyhound defense knows what their job is. Their job is to just not give up as many points as Northern's put up so far in this game. And Northern's put up 21, so that Greyhounds defense has a lot of leeway here as that's going to be the end of the third quarter.
So going to pick back up here in the fourth quarter. Looks like Lombardo's going to send that one deep. And that's going to get broken up by the defensive backs there. Great play by the Greyhounds. Again, for those just tuning in, I'm Mr. James Dowd. I'm joined by broadcasting student Mr. Kyle Forsini. We are here live at the farm. It is Thursday, November 9th, 2017, for a great consolation game as the Northern Burlington Greyhounds take on the Colts Neck Cougars.
So we'll see what Colts Neck's going to be able to do here as the Hounds defense is still out there on the field. Colts Neck still deep in their own territory. So that's going to be a little screen pass there, and Colts Neck's going to have some room to run. And this is going to be a big play here for the Cougars. It's going all the way down the sideline. And it looks like that's going to be a Cougar touchdown there for Colts Neck. So a huge play there for their offense. Able to turn a little screen pass all the way into almost about a 60-yard touchdown there. So it's a 21-6 game right now, pending an extra point here. Or whether or not Colts Neck wants to go for 2 remains to be seen. But definitely not what you want here as the Northern defense, but you still have a 13-point lead at the moment. So, or 15-point lead is my mistake there. But we'll see what Colts Neck has in store here, as the Hounds, it looks like, are gonna. Looks like Colts Neck's gonna try and go for 2 here. So we'll see what the Hounds are gonna be able to do.
And it looks like that one's going to get knocked down. So the Greyhounds are in the lead, 21-6. Colts Neck just got on the board. Great play there. Reception and run by Cutta Sabor. Number 3 for the Colts Neck Cougars. And still anybody's game with just about an entire quarter to play. Looks like we're going to get a little onside kick action here. And the Hounds are going to fall on that one. So great heads-up play there by the Greyhounds. 15-point game. So certainly anything can happen. Plenty of time left here as the fourth quarter has just started. And hopefully the Greyhounds can put 6 on the board here and make this one out of reach.
Yep, it's time for the Northern's offense to keep stepping up like they did in the first half and respond with some points here on this drive. They've got good field position after the Colts Neck tried that onside kick, so there should be a big opportunity here for the Hounds to get on the board again.
And you know, the offense has really stepped up when they had to. They made some big plays, and credit to our defense as well. They were pitching a shutout basically until that last play. So we'll see what the offense has drawn up here. I would think it would be a large dose of ground and pound, and it looks like they're going to do just that as they're going to get just past the 50. That was Tommy Hill there with the carry. He had a big touchdown run in the first half. And he's been doing a great job on the ground today, in addition to Amir Stevenson and Will Mesa. And a credit to Cam Klauser as well, who has done some outstanding leadership and passing so far today. So it's going to be second down for the Greyhounds.
The Hounds are going to line up in the I formation as they commonly do. Looks like they got Mesa and Hill back there in the backfield behind Klauser. So on second down here, it's going to be a handoff there to Tommy Hill, and he's going to do a great job there barreling his way and getting some good hard-fought yards after contact there, and he's going to be able to pick up a first down. So that's huge for the Hounds, not only for just trying to drive and put up points, but getting first downs like that will eat away clock because we are in the fourth quarter. And with a 15-point lead right now, the Hounds know that they just got to try and wind down this time and try and get out of this game with a victory.
And the home crowd seems to like that. Great home crowd turnout here tonight. It's a cold night here at the farm, about 45 degrees, but the Greyhounds have really brought the heat here on the field, and it's going to be first down for the Greyhounds at the 39-yard line.
It's going to be another run there for the Hounds. Looks like that was Tommy Hill once again. Getting some hard-fought yards as he commonly does when he's handed the football. It'll set up a second down here for the Hounds.
You know, speaking of Greyhounds, the Northern Burlington Greyhound recently participated in a recent poll on NJ.com in a Best Mascot Challenge. It was a statewide competition, and there was excellent voting for all of the local schools, in addition to many other schools up Bergen County, Gloucester County, all over the state. There's an excellent video and an excellent way to check that out. Love for our viewers to check that out here as the Greyhounds are going to take over. And it looks like that's going to be a handoff. And he's going to be wrapped up.
Number 32, Tommy Hill carries again. To the 33-yard line goes Hill, third down.
So big play here for the Greyhounds. We'll see what coaching staff has drawn up. Klauser's going to come in here with the play, looking to make something happen and hopefully put this game out of reach.
Yeah, they're deep in Colts Neck. Well, not deep in Colts Neck territory. They're on the 35 round, but they're in Colts Neck territory looking to pick up a first down here. It's going to be a classic QB sneak there from Cam Klauser, and he's looks like he might be just a yard and a half shy of the first down there. But Northern still in Colts like territory, moving the ball.
Klauser on the carry, down to the 31-yard line. Brings
So,
up fourth down.
Greyhounds at the 31. 4th and short. I wouldn't be surprised to see another keeper on that play. So Klauser's going to head in. Wouldn't be surprised to see another keeper. Or a quick handoff to Will Mesa or Tommy Hill. They've been really doing a great job from the fullback position tonight to punch in, get that first down.
Yeah, you're definitely right. That's commonly what they want to do. Is it's going to be a timeout here. But Northern going back out on the field after the timeout, and like you had said earlier, Mr. Dowd, QB sneak or run to Mesa or Hill pretty much guarantees Northern to try and get this first down. They've been very successful at doing that all season. They're going to hand it off to Tommy Hill, and he's definitely going to pick up the first down there.
Number 32, Tommy Hill on the carry.
So the Hounds are going to continue to move the ball here as they pick up a first down there. Up 21-6 here midway through the fourth quarter, and things are looking bright here for the Greyhounds.
First and 10, Northern Burlington from the Cougar 27-yard line.
So the crowd's fired up. I want to remind our community members we have the 20th anniversary of the class of 1997. That is on November 25th. You can check out Twitter for more information on that. Greyhounds looking to take over here on first down, just inside the 30 against Colts Neck Cougars.
Clouds are throwing it deep down the sideline. That pass is just going to fall incomplete, but a flag on the play. It's going to be interesting to see if that's going to be offensive or defensive pass interference here. This one looked like it could have gone either way. It seemed like both players there were hand fighting there, and it's going to be on the offense there. So it's going to be offensive pass interference there for the Hounds as they're going to have to back up. Looked like that could have been a huge break for them if they were able to get defensive pass interference there. They would have been down around the goal line. But unfortunately, that's not the case, as the Hounds will be forced to move back here.
So just over 7 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. And again, for those just tuning in, I'm Mr. James Dowd. I'm joined by broadcasting student Mr. Kyle Forsini. We are here live at the farm. It is Thursday, November 9th, as the Northern Burlington Greyhounds take on the Colts Neck Cougars in a great consolation game. And as I stated before, the Greyhounds still have one more game on the docket this season. That is the annual Commanders Cup game, and that's versus Pemberton. That game will be on November 22nd, kickoff at 6 p.m. here at the farm. So we'd love for our students, staff, families, community members to come out, support our Greyhounds in their last game of the season on the 22nd.
So the Hounds going back into their favorite I formation here. That ball's going to be handed off to Tommy Hill, and he's going to pick up about 4 or 5 yards there on the carry. Time still winding down here in this fourth quarter, and if you're the Northern offense, you just want to stay on the field as long as possible now and just keep letting that clock eat away.
So third down and long for the Greyhounds on the 39. They've really been doing a great job as far as time of possession has gone, certainly this drive and in the second half. But Colts Neck still very much in this game. 2 scores, just under 7 minutes to play. Anything could happen. I mean, certainly the Greyhounds are in the driver's seat, and if they can pick up maybe another score, put this one out of reach.
Yeah, the Hounds definitely could put this one out of reach with another score. They're backed up way behind the chains here. That's going to be another handoff to, looks like that was Tommy Hill once again. And a good carry there by him, as he typically does, and they're able to move deeper into Colts Neck territory.
So Greyhounds on the 30. See what the offense draws up here. With just about 6 minutes to play in the fourth quarter.
Klauser's in the shotgun set here. Looks like he's got Mason, he'll flank him as he throws that one deep over the middle, and that one's going to be picked off there again by Colts Neck. And they're going to return this one. They've got some room to run here as they're going down the sideline, and an open field tackle not able to be made there by the Hounds, and Colts Neck moves us deep into Northern territory, right to around the Northern 20-yard line. So that's definitely not ideal for the Hounds, as time was starting to wind down a little bit and they had the ball in Colts Neck territory, but the Cougars get a huge break there as they're able to get a nice interception and great return as well, and the Northern defense is going to have to go out there and step up again.
So yeah, the Cougars absolutely still in this game, 21-6, but they're at the 20. If they can get a quick score, it could be a one-score game, and still anything could happen here with just under 6 minutes to play. But as you stated, Kyle, you know, the defense has been doing a great job, and they're going to be asked to step up once again. Stop the Cougars.
Yeah, you're right. They've definitely stepped up all game, as they've done a lot this season. And we'll see if they can do it once again. The Cougars have good starting field position here on this possession. But with the way the Hounds defense has been playing, it's been tough sledding for the Cougars the entire game trying to put up points. So Lombardo's going to be in the shotgun set. Wouldn't be surprised to see some passes here to try and get a quick score. And instead we get the opposite, a run there on first down. That's only going to pick up about a yard. And if you're Colts Neck, that's not ideal because you don't have that much time left here in the fourth quarter. You want to be able to pass the ball, and even at the worst case, if the pass isn't complete, the clock will stop. So that's why you think the Colts Neck would try and pass the ball here on this possession, but we'll see what they have in store here as Lombardo's going to be in the shotgun set for the second straight down. This time they are going to pass as Lombardo drops back and thought he saw a hole to run there, but the Northern defensive front does what they do best and sacks the quarterback there. DeAndre Pearson doing a great job there for the Hounds, as it really did look like Lombardo was going to have an opportunity to scramble there in the open field and pick up a first down maybe, but instead Pearson came out of nowhere and was able to make that stop and give them a loss. So Colts Neck's going to be forced into a 3rd and long here, as the Northern defense has done a fantastic job on this possession, forcing Lombardo to throw here, and that pass is going to be batted down at the line of scrimmage. And the Northern defense on the first 3 downs of this possession has come up huge, kind of saving their offense there after that little mistake there. But with the way their defense has been playing, you got to trust them, and I know their offense definitely is able to trust this defense, as Sam Gephardt was able to bat that pass down at the line of scrimmage. So it's going to set up a 4th down and long here for the Cougars.
So once again, the Greyhounds step up when needed, and it's going to be a big 4th down here.
Once again, Lombardo will be in the shotgun, and there's no doubt we'll see a pass on this one as he drops back to throw. He's going deep for the end zone. We'll see what and there's going to be some, looks like that's going to be a flag there. I'm not sure who it's going to be on. Could have been incidental contact, but the way Colts Neck's trotting back, I think it's going to be on them. And if you're the Hounds, I wouldn't be surprised to see that just be declined and accept the fact that the Cougars are going to turn it over on downs here. As we're going to get the call here from the official. It is going to be pass interference on the offense. That will be declined. Great defensive stand there by the Greyhounds as they're able to force a 4-and-out and turn over on downs right after that interception. And the Hounds offense will take the field again and try and waste some time and get out of this game with a win.
So great defensive stand there by the Greyhounds, and with just about 5 minutes left to play, certainly in the driver's seat to get a big win here. And as I stated earlier, we're coming off a tremendous fall season. Kyle, why don't you tell us a little bit about how the teams did?
Yeah, Mr. Dowd, the fall sports here at Northern had a fantastic year as girls tennis finished 19-3, and they won the BCSL for the first time in school history. So a huge shout out to them, as the entire fall they were definitely the best sports team here, and a huge credit to them as to Coach Tomasetti as well for leading that team to that record, and that's definitely something we love to see. Boys soccer finished 11-7-2, a great year for them, and they advanced to the sectional semifinal. So that team certainly played their, the best soccer that we've seen here in a while. They won their, first home playoff game here, and then I believe they won 2 playoff games here. So that was the first time that had happened in a really long time, and they certainly had a very successful season. Girls soccer had 10 wins and advanced to the state playoffs, following a 4-win season, I believe, last year. They were able to put up 10 wins this year, so a huge jump there for the girls soccer team, and that's something we like to see. We've got Klauser in the eye here, and it's going to be a handoff as we expect to see there, just trying to run the clock out. The girls field hockey team finished 11-10-1 and advanced to the sectional semifinals. Big shout out to them as they had another successful season. Cross country was division champs. We always expect the cross country team to be extremely good, and they've definitely satisfied this year. Girls volleyball was 26-10 and made a state playoff appearance. Big shout out to the girls. They had another successful season under their head coach, Mr. Darling. And girls cheerleading, always keeping our teams motivated, especially here tonight. They've done a great job cheering for this football team, and they'll have one more game left this season on the docket. That comes on the day before Thanksgiving. So it's been a very successful sporting season here for the Hounds, and the football team's just going to look to try and add to that here with their final 2 games.
And with a win here tonight, the Greyhounds will advance to 4-5 and still have a great chance to finish 500. As you stated, we still have that one more game left on the schedule. But it's been a really successful fall season here, and as I stated, a lot of exciting winter sports to come. Actually just had the first swim practice of the season. That was just 2 days ago on November 6th. And it looks like we're going to get a timeout here as teams look to regroup as we wind this game down.
So with this game winding down, looks like the Hounds are going to improve to 4-5 here on the season. And this has definitely been a very successful second half of the season. You got to give credit to all the coaching staff, Coach Dulce, and the rest of his coaching staff, and certainly the players for coming out here. They were 1-4 through 5 games this season. It's easy to, have your heads hanging low after being 1-4 and start trying to give up on your season, but they've done the exact opposite of that. They've come out with even more fight than they had, and they've played extremely well here down the stretch.
And now with just a few minutes remaining, both teams are strategically calling timeout, hoping to, break some momentum, or if you're Colts Neck, hopefully get a turnover. But the Greyhounds look like they're going to just keep grounding and pounding out the yards as we wind this one down.
Number 9, Will Mesa on the carry to midfield.
Well, certainly you can check this game out on Northern TV. You can check out boys and girls soccer senior night, field hockey senior night, in addition to some other exciting sports action. You can also check out Northern TV for some other exciting programming, such as our flagship program, the Northern News, last year's senior night, Scholars Night, Greyhound Choice, Greyhound Gala, and we've got some exciting things coming up in the winter here with the NHS induction in December, in addition to our high school and middle school band and chorus concerts. So stay tuned to Northern TV as the Greyhounds look to just pound this one out here and get a big win in front of our home crowd.
Hounds are just going to keep handing the ball off, and the Cougars really haven't been able to show that they can stop that, as it looks like even though the Cougars know that the Hounds are going to run, Northern still is going to be able to pick up a huge first down there and just keep time running, keep letting this clock expire, and keep moving closer and closer to a W here.
And they're going to do just that. And certainly, Kyle, I want to thank you for your contribution today. In addition to Decker Morrow, did an outstanding job announcing. Shout out to our camera crew, Mr. Joey Sabatino on camera. In addition to our other video production teacher, Mr. Matt Pona. Our athletic department, our football team, certainly Colts Neck, for their participation today. And our facilities department does a great job every game preparing our fields and courts for all the action here at Northern. So, looks like we're going to get maybe 1 or 2 plays here, and Greyhounds are going to get a big win in front of our home crowd.
Still some hard-fought yards there by Mesa. Looks like he's able to pick up 5 there on the play. And the Cougars, like I had said before, just not able to stop the run here today. And with some big plays from Cam Klauser in the first half, this offense has been able to put up enough points here to get the W tonight.
So it looks like that's going to do it. On behalf of everyone here at Northern TV, on behalf of Kyle Forsini, I'm Mr. James Dowd signing off.